So I was just going to talk to you quickly today about some of the things that we can tell from looking at our cuttings. So these are things that might be potential problems, or are anyway potential problems, that might stop your cuttings from rooting. So if you have a look at these are some rose stems that I've taken some cuttings from here. Actually, just because I was pruning a rose bush, these are just sort of odd bits and ends in this tray. But if we look at this one here, okay, you can see that from what was a semi-hardwood bit of the stem, that the stems started to dry out from the top. So that's telling me that the cuttings aren't getting enough moisture or high humidity or anything like that. So the cuttings start drying out. Another thing that can happen, and this is a little bit odd because these actually have roots, these cuttings here. But as you can see, some of the leaves can drop off, or all of the leaves can drop off. And if you do lose all of the leaves, this tends to be from a lack of moisture. And that would be like moisture in the air. So the plants have sort of dried out and they've lost the leaves. And to lose a few leaves is fine. And I usually anticipate, as I've said on some other videos, losing a few leaves while you're doing cuttings, taking the cuttings. Or not taking them, but waiting for them to root. But if you were to lose all of the leaves, like these ones look as though they could, if they have buds at the bottom of the stems like that, or not even at the bottom but at the middle of the stems, then the buds might come out. But the plant, I suppose, ultimately needs the leaves to be able to photosynthesize. So without the leaves, it doesn't have much chance of being able to produce more and living. So yeah, we do want to try and retain some leaves on our plants as cuttings. So one more thing that I'm going to talk about that can go wrong with our cuttings is that we can leave too many leaves on, like this, or potential flowers, and some cuttings will be fine. They root so easily that you can leave, all the leaves or quite a lot of the leaves on, and they'll still grow roots. Whether they were in water or whether they're in compost, they're gonna 99% of the time they're gonna grow roots. But yeah, if we look at these, so they don't yet have roots, but lots of them should be rooting shortly. They've been in the compost for quite a while now, sort of about 6 weeks, so they should be rooting. But as you can see here, these are dead flowers. So when you've taken the cuttings, the plants, without having roots, can produce flowers and new leaves. And they're more inclined to do this if you've left the leaves and the flowers and things, or the buds, on the plants when you're taking the cuttings. So this detracts from the sort of root development, and they can produce new leaves and flowers and things like this without having roots or producing roots. And this can sort of stop them from trying to grow roots, and they put too much effort into this, and then they tend to just die off. So particularly if you've got any flowers, pinch the flowers off, because they're gonna we want the cuttings to be putting as much time and effort into growing roots at this stage, not into producing flowers and everything else. So that is the last problem that I wanted to talk about today that can go wrong with your cuttings. Okay, let me know in the comments if you've got any particular questions about cuttings or problems that you're having with your cuttings, and I will get back to you. Thanks everyone, bye.